this is one of the stories who say the main media kasafa but a story bia ama me nije pa me nkanda damo ama me niaje na ebusuafo asem ne tentini ni tietie mu a ene say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama buying one of the things are na MPP for Emra na Mahama wo opposition and they say waba cancel free SHS. Now assembly ni nana say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama buying finally a pass Emra no Emma Ghana yenya a permanent funding for the free SHS. It's not say and the adana Emra say free SHS no ya de Ghana ye japadie bi esika enebe ye na trese sisi free SHS ne de obi antumi nka wo bebia se Mahama or be cancel na se wo be say no because aban enya permanent funding ama the free SHS no ye be come brand mu ni akenkan. It is not only the free SHS, other sectors of your education and so ya pay funding ama na funding no ehine free ye become and then your first time as subscribing na click the notification bell on so we hear the latest news be about one sa ebe ka Mesrel se we fusha se eye kese a eye yare eye o se mebo abisa doctor ni bia wo wiase mu se we funya sha se eye kese pe wa sha se wo yare se wontumi anhwe anye bibia amfa ho a e bia nadachi ankoye book na eda screen so no me recommend ya ma book we betre we nyama miensa sa nyama miensa no di so pepepe a 1 month pe 1 month pe obon senya we fu beba form na I am a living testimony enkanina mefuni and then the same person me amefu eni enye a draw book ni 100 cedis pe. Listen, this book enu hunti random link for chemisika because of this book. Because almost say almost the 100 cedis pe na to book no and the book na ma omofu atwa mo ma ye fine. No mo susu say book no kra no. Ade na ma ya mo na ebro 100 cedis. Into randomly month me wo ho a obonso bia send miska wa che me o se je fitwa wenum wa ya ade. Pe book ni bi na to wate 100 cedis 0558074986 ofre number we are now WhatsApp number we are memma book no ne PDF e wo WhatsApp na ne twi video obi a wo hwe wo YouTube bia no there is a link in the comment box so wo hwe wo Facebook a obi hu link ni be pie wo baby o click so am sabe kan book no anyway yan consem ni mo so this is the funding, right? Now, the documents on the funding of the free SHS. Let's go through the documents. Now, let me read the first one. After I'm done, I'll read the second one. No, let's go through the documents and see how let's see how the free SHS will be funded. Now, Act 581 establishes okay. Act 581 establishes the Ghana Educational Trust Fund with the object of providing finance to supplement the provision of education at all levels by government, including the development and maintenance of essential academic facilities and infrastructure. The fund is, however, inadequate in the face of expanding educational programs and the need for additional infrastructure. The bill therefore seeks to amend the Ghana Educational Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581. Ghana Educational Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581, to expand the object of the fund to include the financing of free secondary education, free education for persons with special needs, free tertiary education for persons with disability, and to make the Ghana Education Trust Fund levy input tax deductible. Now, simply, the year can say Ghana, your fund be what your friend the Ghana Education Trust Fund and a Ghana Educational Trust Fund, and then your friend the gov't fund. Now, gov't fund we and a year a Ghana for students need be more scholarships and the rest. Yeni na wako school Ghana kwa undi my dear friend gov't fund. gov't fund ne krani to me see a year facilities. na ye amend this get fund yi na ya trim ni ya ma get fund yi no ya ma the source of financing constantly ni sika bekwa akoto sa get fund no emu na sika bekwa akoto mu no ye bie get fund di mu a enyama asisi a ye sanso get fund no ebeye ene say ye de be financing the free SHS ene no pe ye sanso de sa get fund no ebe finance a free education for persons with special needs. Ghana for bi mu wo ho a omo ye nkola na so omo special needs ye kasa akola bi or special needs and actually say wa wo bad na so even say akola bi wo autism or ya akola with special needs. Say no ye be mo free education. Ye mo ntua school fees de biarada. Omo ye ebubuafo a wo mo kọ tertiary university ni nso no and ye mo ntua fees. Nti obi a wo ye disabled and they won't your fees. Nini na ye trim ni ama get fund na handle. No. Also, the amendment is expected to encourage more students with disability to pursue tertiary education, reduce the financial burden on families, and affirm the unwavering commitment of government to inclusivity, equal opportunity, and social equity in education. This idea we are ye. Sisi an ebema Ghana for omo asebe. Ya wo omo ye bubu afo no bebre na be school because ende omo be university free omo ntiahwe. The amendment is also expected to improve attendance, concentration and learning outcomes for learners with special needs, and advance inclusive and accessible education for persons with special needs. Object of the bill. The object of the bill is to amend the Ghana Education Trust Fund Act, Ghana Education Trust Fund Act 2000, Act 581, to provide financing for free secondary education, free tertiary education for persons with disability, and free education for persons with special needs, and to allow for the deductibility of the Ghana Education Trust Fund levy. Contents of the bill. Basically, embrano no, ye go through the original bill, ya ende ya pass no amam ababe da nembra. Osha, the bill amends Section 2 of Act 581 to expand the permitted uses of the monies of the Ghana Education Trust Fund to include the funding of free secondary education, free tertiary education for persons with free tertiary education for persons with disability, and free education for persons with special needs. Clause 2 amends Section 3A of Act 581 by deleting the provision that renders the Ghana Education Trust Fund levy non-deductible as an input tax. Also, observations and recommendations. The committee observed that the absence of a dedicated source of funding for the free senior high school program initiated in 2018 has raised concerns about the sustainability of the program. Government has also resolved to strengthen social protection through the implementation of the policy on free tertiary education for persons with disability and free education for persons with special needs. Now, yen say President Akufo-Addo free SHS, MPP for the year 2 no free SHS no bianca say the bonnet. The only problem with free SHS me say MPP for into me implementing it. And the reason why they couldn't implement it well, and they say there was not we didn't get a dedicated source of funding. Say ebia, I mean basically I'm trying to say uwo fie na fie na wo no utia electricity bill, right? Na unim say electricity bill na utia no ebia wo nyuma bebre ejuma baako ene say uyobi a oton nsuo ene ye we ejuma baako osanso tonton nyama bebre ba oton nsuo wo shop a omo ton nsuo na wakatra ho say shop na ton nsuo no Semfa soba, sikane ba, adi asa sikane be yane se ebetia or light bill. And no, when you're dedicated source of funding for your light bill, Inti no emfa ho. Unim say constantly ubenya light wo fie because a light bill no there is a dedicated source. And at present Akufo-Addo ni any dedicated source a yede ma free SHS no. Inti ubehu ni ese nkola no kra no aduane ni ho because ye ni sika de bekwa akoto aduane amomo. But ye tumi nya dedicated source say sika na aha na free na sika wei yenya ye de hye ha. There is nowhere ebe lakeda. Inti Sambra we are more passing no. They are finding a dedicated source for free SHS. Now dedicated source no the gov't fund. gov't fund no dien. Sikebia ye jiji ede to ho. Sen ye jiji sika no. Ghana ni bia etua ade bia frɛ no gov't fund levy. Right? Ghana ni bia etua gov't fund levy. Na sa gov't fund levy na wotua no. So wuto nsuo mpo wokɔ shop na kokoto bibia ye jew. Wuto nsuo ye jew. Because eye levy bibia beto wo Ghana bia no ye jew kakra. And so basically no sa gov't fund levy no eno sika ye gigi free Ghana for hon kitten no eno ne ende ye debetia free SHS, which is sustainable because it is a tax, it is levy. Atiase inti basically no inti omo atri menye free SHS pe the tertiary education for the disabled, no people living with disability, no also, and then people with special needs, taking care of them, which is good. This is good news. Actually, I said this is good news. Yes, that Ghana and also Nipa and Kanhuansem. Actually, I say the committee also observed that the levy is charged on the supply of goods and services other than exempt supplies and the import of goods and services other than exempt imports, and is also applied in addition to the standard rate of the value-added tax. The levy is currently not creditable as input tax, which contributes to a cascading tax burden on consumption in the same view as National Health Insurance Levy. So basically that's that. No. Montreal mo on comment box. If you've been watching up to this point, video BBS. Na se watro novdek, watro wasi, opesa utro sat, opesa utro genfeb, opesa utro year all sa exams now passing year. We recommend Sanctuary International School amount. Na school way, the only reason why I am recommending them and they say so far most students ninya distinction. That is the students ba kumpo ni wa we failing. And so it tells you that they are doing something well. Fre 053 7730 053 7730 na wo fra ombeje also omo dansuman omo hostel facilities nti emfa ho bibia wote frɛ wo mo montream adwen me da